Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jane here, and today I'll be addressing something that a lot of us have questions about. It's the topic of public funds. In this video, I'm going to cover the important things that you need to know, but I'll also leave the link to this document. So if you want to get access to it, you can check the description area and you will get the link. Guys, I'll be speaking very fast in this video, so ensure you follow me. Okay, I don't want you guys to miss any information, but if you do, just try to rewind and get all the information that you need. So like I said, I'll be looking at something from the Home Office, which is a document that is accessible to all of us. So you can check gov.uk if you want this document. I'll also leave it in the description area so that you can go check out the link for yourself. Okay, so guys, let's just head to the pages that are important to us. What are the things that fall under public funds, which is the essence for this video. So guys, I will show you the list on this website, which is the government website. Number one is attendance allowance, carers allowance, child benefit, child tax credit, council tax benefit, council tax reduction. But notice that under council tax reduction, it says that council tax discounts, however, such as sole occupancy discounts, are not considered public funds for the purposes of immigration rules. So for people who are wondering, oh my god, I just collected discount for my council tax, is it public funds? Hello, you're not chopping public funds, so relax. Discretionary welfare payments, disability living allowances, domestic rate relief, housing benefits, people who are under council houses. Now there's a lot of argument about this one. Are council houses public funds? In my opinion, from my understanding, yes they are, although there are some exceptions, maybe because of your paperwork and all. But if you don't have anything in place, guys, just avoid houses, except you absolutely need to. Like, there is no other option. Okay, now income-based job seekers allowance falls under public funds as well. Income support, personal independence payment, severe disablement allowance, social fund payment, state pension credit, universal credit, and working tax credit. Now, these are the things that fall under public funds. What are the things that do not fall under public funds? Now, this is the list: contribution-based job seekers allowance, guidance allowance, incapacity benefit, contribution-based employment and support allowance, which is called the ESA, maternity allowance. A lot of people wonder if maternity allowance is public funds. It is not public funds. If you're pregnant and you have your baby, you're entitled to your maternity allowance, guys. Statutory maternity pay, statutory sickness pay, widow's benefit and bereavement benefit are not under public funds. Okay, now I'll go back to the bodies that they mentioned that administer these benefits and services: the DWP, which is the Department for Works and Pensions; HMRC, Department for Communities if you're in Northern Ireland; Social Security if you're in Scotland; and then your local authorities. So your local authorities mean like your local government, which is what gives you your council tax reductions and all. So these are the bodies that actually administer these benefits. Now, if you have any questions about whatever benefits that you're getting, you can reach out to these bodies to confirm. Ask them if this is public funds. Tell them your immigration status and they will give you the right information. Not they do hearsay, oh my friend said this is public funds, and you miss out on all the benefits that you can get as an immigrant. Don't do that, guys. Find the right source of information and get all the information that you need. I'll be showing you guys some other things that I think you should know in this video, so let's just head straight to it. Guys, this is a good time to like the video. Please click on the thumbs up button to like this video and join the family by subscribing so we can continue. So before I go further, let me mention that the UK has agreements with some nations and they're able to get some benefits. But if you're from Nigeria or you're from Africa, really, I don't see Africa in any of the lists, and so you do not have those benefits. Okay, and so don't bother. All right, so let me just go down. This is the list. Like I said, I can't go through all these lists, all the names on this list, but just feel free to go find out for yourself if your country falls under. But if you're Nigerian, don't bother. I already did the check for you. Okay, so here are the exceptions in the immigration regulations. There are about 5 exceptions, so you can go through this for yourself. Like I said, the link will be in the description area, so read it for yourself and you get all the information that you need. So guys, for NHS, I decided to stop this here so that I'll also mention this. Now read this statement. It says NHS treatment does not fall under the public funds for immigration purposes. Health is a devolved matter, and the UK's 4 nations health departments have their own rules on access to NHS treatment. People coming to the UK for more than 6 months and who are settled or who are not settled in the UK are required to pay an immigration health surcharge, which is your IHS, unless you're covered by one of the exceptions. But most of us paid for IHS. So those who are not required to pay the surcharge are not covered. So in other words, we paid, we are covered. Okay, now to the next one. State-funded education for children. Yes, this one is very important. So the law requires all children of compulsory school age to have access to education. Because of this, compulsory school age education does not count as public funds for the purpose of immigration rules. Now, why did I stop here? Because they have mentioned that school age education does not count, guys. Now, if you know you're benefiting from your child being 2 and then they're going to school free, this is not to say that is public funds, but just make sure, verify from them, because sometimes I just found out that some of these schools actually do the application on your behalf, thinking that you have access to it. Now speak to whoever is in charge and let them know that your visa says you are not you don't have access to public funds. And then if they say, oh, not to worry, that is what they do here, that's fine, but ensure you get this written. Have it as a written document in an email or something. I've mentioned this before and I hope that people are taking it serious. This is just so that if anything comes up, you have evidence that yes, you said you are not entitled to public funds and they got back to you and said that it's not a problem. This is just for documentation purposes and as evidence. I hope that this is helpful, but let's move to the next one. So this is another one that I wanted to point you guys to. Persons who have accessed public funds or other publicly funded services subject to restrictions in immigration legislation. So first of all, let me explain that this document is actually a document telling them how to process our application when we do these things. Okay, so this is supposed to be their internal document. So this document is telling them how to access our application if we have accessed public funds. He said it is not appropriate, or it is not always appropriate, to refuse an application for permission to stay on the basis that the person who is subject to an NRPF condition has accessed public funds. An application for permission to stay should not be refused if you now give conditions. This is to say that they will not outrightly refuse your application or reject your application simply because you had access to public funds, or you have no recourse to public funds but you benefited from some form of public funds. Okay, they will do their investigation first, and here it states that an application for permission to stay should not be refused if the applicant has received public funds as a result of administrative error. So if for some reason you went back to them and you said, oh, I don't have access to public funds, or it's no recourse to public funds, and they still say no problem and they give you the funds, it is the administrative error, so your application cannot be refused or should not be refused. It's something that you can appeal and you can contest. Why am I bringing this here? You guys remember that there were gists flying up and down that, oh, if you just collect public funds, outright rejection. Apparently, it is not so. Investigation will be done to see whose error it is. Okay. Another thing that I also wanted to mention is a condition that says that your application will be rejected if you do something. Now it's the third point on this one. It's where the arrow is pointing now. It says an applicant has received public funds that has a negative impact on their application but not declared this on their form. In this case, the application must be refused under paragraph da, 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 da. So my understanding of this is your application will be rejected if you had access to public funds and you did not declare it on your form. Okay, so they now mention that this is because they have not declared the material fact when making the application. So if you're doing an application and you're asked, have you benefited from this, have you benefited from that, and you have, please state it there, because you saying no is you just not declaring a material fact. Okay, so guys, these are the things that I wanted to point to you guys, so that you will know that not everything is public funds. Your maternity funds, your maternity pay is not public funds. All the boot camp that is flying around now is not public funds. There's so many things that people are benefiting from as immigrants, so ensure that you find out from the body what is and what is not. If you have any doubts, just reach out to these bodies that will be giving you these grants or this fund, and find out if your application if your immigration status is a factor. Okay, it's not hard, it's just an email, it's just a phone call, and you are fine. So guys, if you have stayed till now, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video with your friends and loved ones, so that they will know the ones that are public funds and the ones that are just benefits for us. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye guys.